We are back.
We're back.
Long time. 3 weeks?
2. Maybe 3.
A lot.
A little bit of a break.
A lot happened.
You know.
I turned 40.
You turned 40. It's a big one.
All of a sudden, I got gray hair.
Yeah, that's what. That's what.
Just all of a sudden came out of nowhere.
Man, just a week ago, it was all jet black.
It was.
Now, woo.
What else did we miss? March Madness, Florida.
Madness.
Represent.
It's awesome.
The Masters yesterday.
That was awesome. It's great. That's all I did all weekend.
Yeah. I just caught the last
content.
day. I didn't catch any of those.
Yeah, last day's the most important, but the prior 2 days, Thursday, Friday, or Friday, Saturday, there was a lot going on.
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy.
Yeah. No, I was surprised he hung on and won because I thought he was definitely tanking.
It certainly looked that way,
Yeah.
and I wasn't going to be surprised, especially after the first hole and then on the 18th hole. So, good for him. Now we can stop hearing Masters talk about every year when Rory comes. Is this the year he's going to do it?
Because he completed it?
Yep.
Yeah. Good for him. How much was the pot?
It's $4 million to the winner.
DeChambeau's like he hit a couple of those shots. And I'm like, that's the face of losing $1 million.
Yeah, I think it was like $2 million for second, but then the other payouts were pretty great. But it's like you get down to the last few individuals that were in the top 5, and then they miss a putt, and it's like every putt they miss is hundreds of thousands of dollars.
Yeah.
But it was good. It's exciting. I'd like to win $4 million. I'm not that good.
Yeah. No. Ditto.
I'd be like the guy that shot a 90 on there the first day.
I'd be worse than that.
That'd be way worse.
I'd be
than
way
that.
worse.
That was shocking to see a pro do that.
BOI, we missed that too. So they finally made is it a final? They're gonna probably adjust it.
Yeah, sounds like it's suspended for now.
But anything domestic, they don't have to file the BOI report.
Right.
But the foreign entities still have the deadline. I think it's the end of this month.
Could be. I can't remember what I saw.
Pretty sure.
Yeah.
I think I
that next to that.
had something up here.
By March 26th.
30 days from
Until
March
April.
26th, so April 25th
Yeah.
for foreign companies.
So that's coming up for them.
Yeah.
Was
And I
awesome.
think I think that we all thought that it wasn't going to happen for domestic companies. So,
Yeah.
from the back and forth that they had.
So much backlash to it, and could never put a firm date out there, and they kept adjusting it when they tried to put a date. So,
Yeah.
not surprising they've went ahead and altered the reporting requirements there.
Yeah, I think they we'll probably hear more of it probably next year. Kind of you can see what's going to happen with tariffs and everything else going on in the world. Let's just hold off on this for a minute.
Put it on pause.
Yeah. Other news we want to talk about today is kind of where we're at in the filing season, because when we're recording this is on April 14th, and the deadline will be tomorrow.
It's like Christmas Eve. It's amazing. We
Except-
made it.
Yeah. Is there presents tomorrow?
The gift is the season's over.
Okay.
And it's a big day. A little sigh of relief.
Santa's coming.
Santa's coming. So,
And
delivering less stress.
Yeah. So we'll go over that. We'll go over some of this big, beautiful bill that I keep hearing about online about Trump's bill and some of the things that are inside that. We'll go over this crypto rule Trump signs. And then I think we have a couple other items that we may get into just some tariff stuff and this recommended fraud case that was settled. So just to start kind of where we're at, this is the end of March, this data from Accounting Today. It looks like total returns received down 0.8 year over year. Let's see if there's any other information. The one that stuck out to me.
The higher number of refunds.
Yeah, where's the data on
website usage.
So the tax professionals are up basically flat, but up 0.1, and then the self-prepared's down 1.5%. I don't know what you can read into that. Anything stick out from this report as far as year over year?
Well,
average refund is up a little bit.
Yeah, that, and as far as like, I think the numbers of being that's the end of March, like now they're kind of more neutral as to what they were last year. It is surprising to see self-prepared returns going down and more moving back towards the tax professional. But the other thing is, like, how are they tracking that data? What are they considering? Like, if you used some kind of service that had, like, that gave you professional advice,
sure,
is that wrapped into being
where you can file it on your own, but they give you advice as well? What's that qualify as?
Right. Is that going to be self-prepared?
Let's throw it into professional.
Throw that into professional. But, yeah, I mean, as the season kind of comes down, those numbers will kind of flatten out to be run, I'm sure, pretty consistent with how they were last year.
Yeah.
But maybe, too, moving more towards professionals because of just different products you can offer, just being the bank apps or being the refund advances. So I'm sure maybe that has to start playing more of a role into it.
As far as, like the economy?
Well, just as far as people maybe more going towards using a tax professional versus doing it on their own. I'm not sure. Maybe some of the free filing services online do offer some sort of advance, but I think mostly that's going to be in the preparer industry. So maybe that's going to play a factor as moving more people over to the tax professional.
Yeah. I mean, we like it here, so
yeah.
I just thought those are. There's nothing that really sticks out. It's like, oh my gosh, that's alarming. So
just like the piece that maybe not as important to it, but it is quite shocking how the IRS websites are down 200,000 from hits from last year.
Well, it's because they're all using ChatGPT now.
Yeah, they don't need to go to
IRS website.
source.
We don't need that anymore.
Ask a GPT question, it'll give you an answer.
Yeah. What was the other thing? This direct deposit. Didn't we see something? They came out and said, eventually that they're not going to be able to send refund amounts
Getting
paper,
away from checks.
and they're just going to send direct deposit. I thought we had that article on here. I can look it up though. Let me just pull it up.
Which does seem like this should have been done a long time ago, but also some people just don't have checking accounts.
Right.
So
what are you going to do?
Yeah. I mean, why would you can't necessarily force them to get a checking account, or maybe they can't for various reasons. So doing away with the paper checks, it seems wild. But eventually it's going to have to be the case.
Right. So they're going to switch to electronic payments by September 30th. And I think this is all federal departments. So all federal departments, this is mandated now that they'll have to migrate everything over to electronic payments.
Oh, and they're actually changing to Social Security too. So looks like refunds and Social Security going to
he doesn't like
deposits.
Mailing things. So it's could be an issue.
Yeah,
It's just talking like refunds.
Yeah.
If you don't have a checking account, you're going to have to get some kind of way to collect the electronic payment.
Right.
Otherwise, which isn't hard today.
And also, as I'm thinking about that, there are like services like that Green Dot card, or however, maybe when they do this, there'll be some kind of product that preparers can use instead of having a checking account. It's just a card.
Your tax professional, sometimes they'll have a product where they'll issue the cards.
Yeah.
Right? That's what I'm trying to say.
All right, we're back in.
All right.
A little camera problem.
Yeah, way to go.
But there's gonna be some adjustments, obviously.
Right.
But they're just gonna it's just gonna be different. I think it's
hard to imagine they hard stop paper checks and go right into direct deposits without they say 6 months, but it might be over a period of a couple years trying to, or however they're going to implement it.
Yeah, and like Social Security checks, like it's gonna be some people getting that. It might have an issue.
Yeah.
All right. Great. Or grandson might need to help him out.
Yeah. But it'll be, I think that's probably been a long time coming. So eventually getting that all transitioned into being a direct deposits, I think just only speeds things up, makes it easier, and gets maybe frees other time up. Whoever in the IRS or however that was handled, getting the paper checks out, now they can focus on other things versus just that one function or however it works.
But, I mean, if you're a professional right now, you need to tell those clients that are custom getting checks that, hey, this is what's coming.
This is possibly going to happen. Either A, set up a direct deposit, or you as the professional maybe explore alternative, like having those cards that you can, or whatever programs or implement that into.
Yeah, gives them an opportunity
practice,
to sell those cards as well.
Yeah.
All right. So enough on that one. Let's go into this. I think we're talking about this. I keep saying the big, beautiful bill.
Beautiful bill.
He's one marketer, I tell you.
Comes up with great names.
But inside this, I think as far as like the tax cuts go, is the extension for the TCJA, making that permanent.
Yeah.
And inside of that is the SALT limit. Because right now, what's it?
10,000.
So it's 10,000. And this article by Accounting Today is talking how the Republicans are trying to raise it to 30K.
Yeah, it's a pretty significant jump.
Yeah.
Up from 10 to 30. There were some things I think I saw in there about it maybe being 25 or however it's going to be proposed. But yeah, I mean, it's been one that probably should have been increased a while ago. Well, maybe just the fact is, like, a single versus married filing joint is still 10,000, no matter the difference. Whereas most credits, get an increase or with the filing status changes. So, yeah, that one would be interesting, and hopefully TCJA does get extended, because unraveling that's going to be.
As far as programming?
Well, programming, and even just in preparing returns,
Yeah, you'll go back to all the other issues that they were trying to get away from to begin with.
Yeah.
On the, what was it? Didn't they do away with the 2106 when they did that?
Yes.
As far as itemizing
your unreimbursed employee expenses.
And that's where a lot of fraud was.
Yeah. Now, they do still have it, but it's in, you got to have a specific job title.
Yeah.
Either, I think,
is it military?
Military, government, and like a performing artist. A couple, maybe other ones. But yeah, that was an area where definitely left a high possibility to inflate some numbers and claim some deductions that weren't really due.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would think most might prefer the TCGA gets extended.
Yeah, I think there's been a lot of talk about it, and that was one of their main things as far as changing the TCJA was bumping that up and then getting those extended permanent.
Yeah.
So in his big beautiful bill, that's what we're looking at.
Yeah. So hopefully that gets through, or some version of it where it doesn't completely make a lot of changes that would just be unnecessary or complicate things even further.
Why, you don't want to look at that stuff?
No, I like it how it is.
Yeah, so the next item is going into this: Trump signs the bill blocking IRS crypto tax rule. So I was reading through this earlier, and this is, so what, he reversed the ruling on the crypto reporting that was supposed to be coming next year.
It's what it sounds like it. And so then I assume, does this do away with the new Form 1099 DA, or is it going to only be required in certain instances? Or
yeah, it's a little unclear of who fit this.
Yeah.
So there's going to be more that comes about on this. But to me, it looked like for certain platforms, they weren't going to require the reporting that they initially were going to mandate in 2026.
That's what it seems like. And I guess I don't understand crypto enough to know there was a portion of that article where it's talking about how it's almost impossible for them to get some of this information, being that it requires no third-party intermediary. It's often the
Right.
transaction between just the individuals themselves,
Yeah,
instead of having a broker that would generate that 1099.
Yeah. Basically, it's like kind of moving money on their table type deal.
Right. So I can see in that instance and how it would be very hard to track, or adjusting the reporting requirements for these forms, especially on those, what do you call them, peer-to-peer markets, instead of going through like an actual broker. So maybe it's still going to be required in a broker instance.
Because I think all the transactions are there on the blockchain.
Right.
But I don't think they will be able to track all of it.
Nobody necessarily pulls that data to.
And that's what
send.
they're trying to do is get them to report that to them so they don't have to do anything.
Yeah.
But there is a lot of money that, they say goes uncollected.
Oh, sure.
From crypto.
Yeah.
Which, duh. But yeah, the crypto things should be interesting depending on how they lay that out. To me, I read that and it says, and we'll put it in the show notes, but certain platforms won't be required to report it.
That's what it kind of sounds like. I can't imagine they're going to completely just scrap the whole 1099 DA, maybe just refine the text to point to what instances are actually going to be required or what services need to send this out.
Yeah. The other thing I thought we were going to go over today, but I don't think we will have enough time for that. I think that was pretty much it. The other stuff we can leave for the next episode.
Sounds good.
In-house, we're just prepping. This is final push to the end of the tax season.
Yep.
And then we'll get ready for next tax season.
Just turn around and start doing it all over again.
Yeah.
Just one big circle.
Hit the road this summer at all the shows. We have in-house events that we're going to run as far as seminars, stuff like that.
Yeah.
So exciting times ahead.
It's great. It's great times.
But we should celebrate this tax season.
This is a good season, I believe. It's almost over, thankfully. Tomorrow.
I thought it was a very smooth tax season.
It seemed like it, but also it's just kind of a blur.
Yeah.
Like force out the bad thoughts. Crazy busy times, but yeah, it's
I haven't heard much of about those Doge checks anymore. Those kind of died down a little bit.
Talk's kind of quieted. I mean, you still come across them people on the Instagram or
they're still waiting
TikTok,
for
so
them.
like they're coming. I'm like, I don't know.
But yeah, a lot going forward. There's a lot, to be decided as far as that goes. So should have plenty to talk about, and I'm glad we were finally able to get another pod in.
Got back,
And you got new shirt in.
Look at this.
Yeah,
Look
looking
at
good.
this. New color.
Yep.
Looking fancy.
All right. Well, that's pretty much all I have for today.
That sounds good. That's all
All
I
right.
got.
I'll see you next time.
Bye. Bye.
Later.